Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. You may remember this one, Autopsy Simulator. We played this one before last year. It was in the demo stage. Now the developers has released the full version, and I can't wait to play it. It was probably on my top 3 waiting lists of demos to go to full stage. Now that the full game is here, let's jump right in.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Pete'sville. Dr. Jack Hammond is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it.
Oh, wow.
I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
Okay.
Where did I leave my meds this time?
So what happened to his wife?
I guess it was in another life.
Okay. That's a clue. Coffee, smoker, pill popper. Alright. We're going to read some of this later. Let's get his pills from the restroom. Oh, bathroom.
Okay. Time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Okay, look at this place.
I need to set up the camera first.
Take the camera from the storage room. Where's the storage room? Let's check down here. Laboratory. Okay. This isn't the storage room. Okay. I don't want any part of that right now. Storage room. Storage.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room. Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Okay. So, place it on the tripod. Ah, that was the dissecting room. Okay. So we do have to go back there.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Oh, gosh. Oh, we're going to have to do an autopsy. Is that him? Toby Chambers? Alright, don't forget to hit record.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Is that in frame? Frame the cadaver and begin recording. That looks like in frame, right? Let's start recording.
This should be fine.
Okay.
November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m.
Alright.
Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hammond. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Don't watch after a meal. What about before? So, okay. We have to suit up. Oh, I remember this in the demo. Okay. Suit up, use the wheel, take photos, and run tests. So
Let's start.
okay. Tell students what is most important in this profession. I'm supposed to know? Safety?
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Great. Okay.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something like I do all the time.
Okay. Stand on the right. All right.
In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
Wow. Okay. I may drop an Easter egg here, so pay attention. And lastly,
During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many injuries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
okay, how do we back out?
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be
Police
and
folder?
what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
The police folder? Okay. Sorry.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Okay. All right, remember this stuff. Change page Q.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Okay. Anthony Chambers is his son.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Wow.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Okay, that's everything.
That's it.
All right, we're
It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Protective gloves, check.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. Let's see here. Aha! There you
Yep.
are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Take a general photo of the deceased. Okay. Camera.
Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
More. 5 marks on the body of the photograph. Can we zoom? Yeah. What is that? Looks red. Is that blood coming out of his eye? Okay, it must not be. It's not letting me snap. Oh, what's this? Maybe, okay, maybe it wants a good zoom.
The boiler yield wound
Right.
looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
That's what it was. I have to really zoom in. Nothing there. Oh.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
There's the frostbite. Alright, so to take a picture, you have to be really zoomed in. Ooh.
That's something interesting.
Yeah.
It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Alright, one more photo. What are we missing? Oh,
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite.
okay.
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Contusion on the head, lacerations on the foot, and frostbite. Wound on stomach, hands, general photo. Ooh! Perform the autopsy. Uh-oh. Do they really want us to do this? Okay, stand on the right. And now what? Do we get to use our tools? Okay, first look at... What was that?
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay, as you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Oh, tools. Okay, tab. Magnifier. Here.
Which spot first?
Let's start at the top.
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head.
Ecchymosis.
The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
He thinks it's an accident already? Alright, then we have this
It
here.
looks like a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay. Then we had... Where was it? His hand. Okay, why doesn't it let us do our thing? I know there was something down here. Trying to zoom in up top. Maybe I need to go around it to, well, it says stay on the right.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Okay, now, was there something else? Oh, zoom out. Where was the other? Oh, it was his hand, right, guys? Oh, I can't go over there, so...
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Alright, can we get out of here? Where are our notes? Highlight the previously found wounds on the clipboard. How do we get to our clipboard? Was it tab? How do we get to our clipboard? Maybe we need to be in here. Yeah, shift.
First, I mark the location of the entries and make notes for each one. So, even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. The head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of.
Okay. Oh, I think he may have... Did he fall? Was he drunk and did he fall? And frost scraped his head and frostbite started to set in? What do you guys think? Alright, possible causes of death. How do we do that?
Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it was around a gas station, right? Frostbite. But he fell. How old was the wound? Advanced frostbite.
Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
It doesn't seem like there was much foul play. Put down the clipboard and continue the autopsy. Shift.
We still have one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
Perform the rigor mortis examination.
Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually we raise it.
Oh, this is creepy! And we drop it.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
You guys have no idea how long I sit there and played with that. Okay. Possible cause of death. Freeze, fall, alcohol. Wow. Freeze, fall, alcohol. It had to be an accident. I'm going with accident. Well, I mean, it was natural, but it was still... Okay. Alright, what is it asking us? Shift?
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
Oh! That's gonna hurt.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Ah! Did I go too fast? Select the skull. Somewhat open the cranium. What am I doing wrong again?
At After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull.
Oh! Okay. I don't like this. Oh!
After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
No, let's not. Okay, leave the body. How do we shift? Right? How do we get rid of Oh! It's gelatinous. Look at it. Okay, let's do the action. Let's do the action. Leave the body. Oh!
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board,
I'm sure.
which we'll do now.
Why is he getting sleepy? Dissect the brain at the cutting board. Why is he looking like this now? Or is it the game?
I can't do it without the pills.
It's him! It's him. We have to go get the pills. Where's that restroom? Oh, this dude has a serious problem. Oh, man. Okay, you're in? Okay, he's fine now. Oh, okay, let's get this autopsy over with. That wasn't cool.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Dissect the brain of the cutting. Okay. Ah! We gotta keep it. Okay, we gotta keep it in that. Okay, what is it asking me? He said pulling it towards us. Okay.
No. Everything is spinning. Pills.
It could be
I
him.
have to take pills.
You just took them! Dude, you just took them! How do we get out of this scene? Okay, now back. And I can't touch the sides. This is really hard with the mouse. And I'm running out of room. I'm gonna slide the mouse off the table.
So far, so good.
That was rough.
The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Return to the autopsy, okay. He needs his pills.
My head. Oh, I can't think straight. Pills. Where are my pills?
Oh, man. He just... Did he not take enough? He took 2 this time. How many did he take last time? Let's get this over with, because this guy's... Well, the person's already deceased. Return to the table.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Exclude fall. Okay, fall.
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs.
What does that mean?
I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Scalpel.
The incision should be in the shape of the letter Y.
Here we go.
We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Great. Does it say where we should start? Select the scalpel and begin cutting. All right. Here we go. All right. All right. That's cut. Oh, it wants all of it cut. Where'd the scalpel go?
All right. Now we peel back and separate the skin.
Oh. Okay, and what do we use for that? Okay, how do we get rid of the scalpel? Do we put it back? Okay. Peel it back. Yuck. Ah! Oh! Okay, how much more peeling back?
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
This is... Oh. Oh, no!
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly noticed two things. Firstly, there was no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs.
Okay. Did we put that back? Yeah.
We can see widespread
It just
black
came
and
up.
tarry
It just
deposits
picked up.
caused by smoking cigarettes.
Oh. Okay. Begin a thorough lung analysis by examining the organ.
Despite the tragic
What's
condition of the
that?
lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about?
It was over here.
Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Why does it sound like he's getting sick? Alright, it wasn't the lungs. How do we get back?
What now?
Select the
Syringe.
syringe
Now's
and
a good
obtain
time
3
to
samples
collect some
for
samples.
toxicology. Syringe.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol in the body.
The eye?
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. And from the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Oh, his eye!
Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Okay, yeah, grab it. Retrieve the notebook from the office with the necessary values. Okay. He's gonna need his pills. Is that his notebook?
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime. Let's get back to the examination.
Did we get the... That's the brain. He had the liver. No, he had the bladder, right? Oh, no, you used the centrifuge. Okay. Where was it? Right there.
We put all of the samples into the rotor.
Okay. Alright.
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
What's the time? Select the correct values. Okay, where's your book? Where's this book? Shift. Oh, notes in. Okay, 15 minutes at 70%. 15 minutes at 70%, right? Or we do them individually. Blood, alcohol, carbon. No, 15 minutes, 70%. 15 minutes, 70%. I think. Let's try that. 70%. 15 minutes.
Okay, let's roll.
Rock and roll. Start. All right, guys. You're not getting off the hook. What are your guesses?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
The
homicide,
fuses again.
accidental, natural. Don't do this. Don't do this. Not a power outage. We had donuts? Okay, perform a toxicology test, the presence of alcohol. Okay, we have alcohol.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Alright, where's the next piece of machinery? Perform the toxicology test, the presence of alcohol. Oh, do we have to go back to his note? There's another test I think we
My
have to
old
do.
but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Well, we can't get back in there. We can't get back in there. What's the next test? Perform the toxicology test, the presence of alcohol.
Where were we? Oh, yes.
Okay,
The
yeah,
blood
he
alcohol
blinked
concentration.
out. He's making it seem like we don't know what to do. Okay.
Let's see what we've got here.
Collect the samples.
Everything's separated as it should.
Dude is blanking out.
Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're missing a step and he's
Let's go
going through
further.
withdrawal.
We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Okay, go to the right side of the table. Oh, we're gonna have to take the heart out.
We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine.
What is
The
that?
pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
What is that, though?
Now let's take a closer look at the stomach.
The stomach.
Size is normal, healthy, pink color.
Let's look around. Now, would you guys have known that was the stomach?
And as
to pick?
expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside.
Oh,
We will
man.
do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Oh. And I haven't even had breakfast yet. All right, how do we get out? How do we get out? Do we put it on the table? Oh, it's there already. Oh, man, I don't want to do this again.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end.
All right, this one's going to be hard
No.
because...
I already feel like there's something left inside.
Okay, so I have to go up. This is much harder. You can't hit the sides. I don't know if you can see, if you're watching on a phone or something, I have to keep that dot. There's a white dot that I have to keep off the sides. Oh my gosh. You have to have a big table for this. I tried the controller. I can go forward and back, but the controller wouldn't let me look around. I can walk forward, but you can't look side to side with the controller. So I'm playing with the keyboard and mouse. Oh! Come on, we're almost there. We're almost there.
Okay,
Yeah.
large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Oh. Do we have to?
There are two ways here. One is obvious.
We are not
and
going
the
up his
other is-
behind.
It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
So did he freeze to death, alcohol poisoning, or asphyxiation? Oh my gosh. So we're gonna check his esophagus and trachea, okay.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal.
Let's twist it around.
Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
Oh, this cutting.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision.
And we weren't being precise before? Okay. Here we go. Oh, do I need a tool? Dissect the trachea on the metal tray. What are we using, though?
To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Oh, great. The things I do for you guys.
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Return to the autopsy.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Ah.
Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
Is that what happened? Because I would not have guessed that. Note the main cause of death. Alcohol. No. I didn't want to...
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
The deceased probably fell asleep or fainted after drinking a large amount of alcohol. This concentration suppressed signals in the brain that control the gag reflex, leading to choking. Whoa, decide the appropriate manner of death. Asphyxiation. Like you said. Oh. It was accidental. Right? Wasn't a homicide. It's known. He didn't take himself out. It wasn't natural. It was accidental.
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature.
Who's gonna sign? Oh, we get to write our name. They're kidding, right? We get to write our name. Oh, we get to draw it. Alright, bear with me. I'm on a mouse.
The mystery
Oh
is
my
solved.
gosh.
But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
Look at this game. That's supposed to be a heart. All right, there's the signature. We solved our case, man. We solved our case.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
All right, we have to. I thought we put everything back, though. I thought they put everything back,
And then
like in bags.
we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Okay, show us.
Beautiful.
Beautiful work. Leave the body. Back.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
We don't put anything back? Well, this is a game. I think in real life we put that stuff back. Place it in the fridge. Which one? Place the body in the fridge and close it. Which one? Which one can I open? What does this say? Out of order. Place it in the fridge. So pick up the whole thing? Oh, just click on it. Which, okay, he's down here now. Oh, just roll him in. Okay.
God, I'm tired.
Head
I'll
to your
drop these
car in
samples off at the
parking lot.
lab on the way to the bar.
We did it, guys. I mean, I know it's been a while since we played
I'll go,
this
Stephen.
one
I don't feel like drinking alone today.
on the demo, but head to your car in the parking lot. But once we play a few more times and we get used to the controls, I think we'll be acing cases. So it's saved. Is he having a nightmare? thought it was going to be him. Didn't it just have a gold tooth? Okay. Why do you want to pick that up? Okay, I don't understand this part. Dude, I didn't go to medical school for this part. Don't turn into a scary game. Don't turn into a scary game. Am I supposed to be doing something? Okay, we didn't need that part. We didn't need that, whatever it was. Chapter 1.
Forgive me.
Alright guys, I'll tell you what. We're going to end it here. I think that was more than enough for a first episode. Once we get our feet wet in this one, we should be able to seamlessly just flow through it. Like I said, I was waiting for this game since early last year to come out a full game and not the demo version. So I don't know what that skull thing was about. I don't know what he is struggling with something, remember? He's popping pills. In the beginning, a reporter wanted to interview him about his wife. I don't know what the skull scene was about. I don't know if he's done something to his wife and, he's a suspect in her disappearance, or if she's disappeared. I don't know. But I am where I like to be in these games, not knowing a lot and figuring it out as we go along. Yeah, guys, this one is called Autopsy Simulator. You could pick this up on Steam. It went on sale yesterday, so I think it's like only $24. But as you can see, I like these type of games, and I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. I may leave some Easter eggs in this one. I may ask a question about the game, and based on who answers the question first, give them a super chat or a PayPal. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I think we're back. Thanks for all the well wishes, reference getting over COVID and then the knee injury. For those of you close to me may have known. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for everything. Peace.